According to data from the First National Bank, the average middle-income earner in South Africa spends 80% of their salary within the first 5 days of receiving it, with the remaining 20% being utilized for the rest of the month. In America, most employees are paid bi-weekly, which makes the stats a bit different. What is concerning, however, is that in America, 29% have some savings, while 27% have no emergency savings at all. In the fourth quarter of 2023, the household saving rate in South Africa was minus 1.10%. Whew. In the UK, 16% of adults have no savings at all, with the age group 25 to 34 having average savings of £30,748, the lowest in all groups. In the UK, 46% of adults use consumer credit. The total debt per household in February 2024 was £64,926. In America, 77% of households have debt, with 75% of Americans having at least one credit card. The average American has 4 credit cards. In South Africa, more than half of people who use formal credit services are over-indebted. A survey found that 53% of South Africans spend more than 40% of their income on debt repayment. Now, you can see how money is used across several countries. Let's delve into how to better manage it.
Now, in a country where over half of the credit consumer population is over-indebted, financial education is key. Join me and our guest speaker, financial planner Steven Zita, as we delve into the financial world and speak about everything finance. Hi, Steven, how are you?
I'm very well, Yolanda. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. Just tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Stefan Zita, of course. I am a financial planner at Liberty, an accounting graduate at the University of Johannesburg. I am a brother to 2 little sisters whom I love so much, and a big lover of God. And that's about it.
Okay. So tell us more about the services that you offer.
So the services that I offer, Liberty is an insurance and an investment company, right? So investments and insurance, just financial products in general, can be quite intricate, can have more to it than even sophisticated investors don't know. So my job is to come in and give the advice in the most simple, clear, and understandable language ever to help the person make that investment decision there. So that's basically the service that I offer. I just give advice and financial planning.
Okay. So just explain to us, how does one find a financial planner?
That's a good one. So traditionally, people approach the investment companies. So every country has their own. Typically, people go to the Big 5 or the Big 4. You being an auditor, you'd know something like that. So people can go to like Liberty or Old Mutual or Sanlam. And when you approach the company, they assign you to somebody, a financial planner. If you don't like the financial planner, they can get you somebody else. However, advisors and financial planners these days are putting themselves out there, online platforms, websites, and things like that. So you can also find a person that way. Some people find a financial advisor like at a party or at a bride, so pretty much everywhere. But traditionally, you approach the company.
Yeah, that's a great way of finding financial advisor at a party. I can just imagine.
Talking about finance, how did we get there?
I can just imagine. So just tell me something. So financial planners, do they belong to a certain body, or how does that work?
And being that I used to want to be an accountant, I can see where this question comes from. I know the SICA and things like that. For the teachers, I forgot, but my mom was a teacher. And as financial planners, we part of the FPI is called the Financial Planning Institute of South Africa. Those are the guys that require us to have a degree. If you don't have a degree in 6 years, they're going to debar you. They require us to pass that exam of theirs. It's called the RE5. Some people can go find us to get an RE1 or things like that. They're the guys who make sure that we give good advice to you guys and things like that. So I belong to the FPI, Financial Planning Institute, South Africa.
So I'm correct in saying this. If anyone has a problem or a complaint, you're able to go to this body.
Yeah, they have a guy for that. It's called the Ombudsman. So it's a scary name.
Okay.
They call it the Ombud. The Ombud is the guy who freely advocates for clients whenever I give them a bad advice, or maybe I just wanted to eat their money. And when the person complains to the Ombud can then, he's the guy. He's the authority.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, briefly explain to us what is the difference between saving and investing?
Okay, that's a fire one, because if you take 2 rands, right, and put it under your bed and not buy sweets or candy and things like that, you just saved it. But if you take 2 rands and you put it on a portfolio or a platform that's going to create another 2 rands, then you just invested it. So the difference is that if you save 2 rands and it's still 2 rands after 20 years, it might not be worth as much, because things that are worth 2 rands now might be worth more at the time. So saving has that degrading factor. It diminishes over time because of inflation and things like that. But investments, the more you build on your money makes money. Then in the future, you now have more than you started with, or pretty much what's worth the same at that time. So that's the difference between saving and
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but investment sounds a bit better than saving, right?
Better than savings, right? It just says it's risky, but it's way better by a long shot.
Oh, all right. So tell me, who are your clients?
Who are my clients? So, young professionals, seasoned professionals. Salary is a short-term asset, and I come in and help people to take a short-term asset and create long-term assets. It would be a shame for somebody to earn 20,000 a month, and when they retire, they have nothing but a house and a car. You must have something set aside for children, for emergencies, for retirement. Must have financial assets. So that's where I help young professionals and working professionals, but also retirees. Those are my favorite. I like talking to old guys. Best conversations ever. I like learning about how they feel about the life they lived, and if they're ready to retire. I just love retirees, man. So also companies. I help companies with employee benefits, retirement funds. That's where you can get the biggest business ever. Like, you won't have to work anymore. If I came to your company and gave everybody employee benefits, I'm like set for life. Yeah. So young professionals, seasoned professionals, retirees, and companies. Those are my clients. And actually, any average Joe who just stumbled upon some money and wants to prolong it, that also can be my client, of course.
Okay, sounds like you have a very diverse group of clients.
Diverse, right?
Now tell us, these services, what are the costs? Are they free? Is there a charge? How is that one?
The cost structure. So a financial portfolio is made up of insurance products and investment products. So generally in the insurance products, my company pays me the commission. So it doesn't come from the client. So when a person takes a life cover, an income protector, disability covers and things like that, the company gives me the money depending on their premium. So with investments, there are products where the company gives me the commission, but generally when a person is going to invest like 1 million and things like that, I do have 1% or 1.7, things like that. 1% of 1 million could be about 10,000. But if I put the client on a portfolio that earns 20% or 30% and I'm taking 1%, it's like nothing. The worst I can do for them is if I put them on a poor portfolio, is earning lower interest and I still take lots of percentages. You see that. So yeah, what are the cost structures? Is that most of the time the company pays me, but sometimes I do earn with the client. But that's because I help them earn more. I hope that makes
Okay,
sense.
no, totally understandable. Would you say that the cost is affordable or it's a bit pricey?
I think there's affordability for everybody. So anybody can afford something, you know. Like if a person earns 5,000, they won't go and take a life cover of 5 million. They want to leave behind 5 million for their family when they pass away. They might not afford that because that might be like 3,000 a month. But some people out there are paying 6,000, 10,000, or 20,000 a month for like 20 million life covers. That's just their tax bracket. That's what they want to leave behind for their families. But if you're earning low, you just take 100,000 life cover. It could be like 200 a month. You take what you can afford, you know. So the affordability of financial products is so flexible. Is depends on the person, you know.
Okay. Now here's an interesting question. What would you say are the worst mistakes that people make when it comes to money?
Oh, that's easy. To have money come in and to have it leave like it never came, you know. So that's a blunder. I mean, when it comes, you should, no matter what you earn, you can earn 5,000, but you can save 500 a month, so that when this 4,000 doesn't come anymore, you have something that you're putting aside, you know. So it doesn't have to be a salary. It can be like some money from an inheritance. It can be a REF. You just got 2 million. If it disappears in 4 months and there's no trace, then that's the worst mistake, because you could have done a lot. You only needed that one chance.
Okay. What are your top tips for financial success?
Nothing deep, nothing philosophical, nothing. Just have something set aside, you know. Don't go through life thinking this salary is stability. It does provide some good security, and we always thank God for that. But always have something set aside. That's it's so rewarding when I see clients saying, "I'm going through this. Don't I have money with Liberty?" And I'm like, "You have 800,000, or you have 1 million." It's like all their problems go away. But sometimes I have to call clients. I say, "I have no good news for you. You withdrew all your money." And they're like, check harder. Is there nothing?" And I'm like, "I checked, there's nothing." So the simple advice, just have something small, you know. You never know when the rainy day is gonna come.
That's very good advice. Thank you for that. What's another advice? What recommended book would you recommend for finance?
Okay. So I generally don't. So generally, I read financial advisor books when it comes to finance, not necessarily investment books. So as we are spoiled at my workplace, whenever there's news in the market, we get the news easily. Somebody will talk about it. So I don't have to go and dig into a book, close myself in a library. So what I do read is financial advisor books, questions to ask, how to engage with clients, learning a lot about that. So that doesn't help people who want to read about investing. However, if a person really wants to be sophisticated like that, they can always go to Warren Buffett materials. If you really want to be a sophisticated investor, even beyond what a financial advisor can do for you, then anything by Warren Buffett, I think, can help. Simple enough, and it's quite good. Even Robert Kiyosaki, actually, Rich Dad Poor Dad, especially Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah.
That's a very good book. I've read it myself. It's an amazing book.
Also, you agree? That's the one.
Okay. How do you help someone who is struggling financially?
That's funny because financial advisors do not start any relationship when a person is in trouble. They start the relationship when you're doing very good. So by the time you're in trouble, your financial advisors should have helped you plan for that time. So when a person is in financial trouble, they don't have business with financial advisors, because our services are to help you use what you have to make more. So by the time a person is in financial trouble, I should have helped him with an income protector that we told you these things might happen. Now your income must continue through this income protector that you had from Liberty every month until you pass away. So, or we gave you a savings recommendation. You have to save something so that when this happens, you must have something. So by the time you're in trouble, I don't think there's any advisors who will be looking for you. But when you're still good, that's where we. So there's hardly any advice on like the advice that I could give is not financial advisor related. It could be like, try get back to the job market and things like that, or educate yourself about discipline and money management. But financial planners actually have the business with the person when they're still doing okay.
Okay, that's really great, sound advice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you, what is the greatest advice that you were ever given?
That's a hard one. You mean like in life or as a financial planner?
Both.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Well, as a financial planner, my supervisor once gave me that advice. So this is one of the difficult industries ever, especially for Black people. You see, white people can be surrounded by people with money, and they have a person investing every other time, and they're getting so much money. I remember one of the guys was teaching us when I first enrolled into the company. He said he bought a car very quickly. But as for us to get those clients, to build that book, it can be challenging. And my manager told me that the day you get paid, you'll be paid for all the days you never got paid. And that was powerful advice, because shortly after, a guy came in and he was a director and he wanted to invest 30 million. When somebody invests 30 million with me, I get like 300,000 up front. I can buy a car cash, but also the monthly commission from that is an accountant salary and things like that. So I had to wait to get. We didn't end up closing that particular business, but it gave me hope that one day. So if my manager hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have maybe stayed, or it would have been harder. So with life, man, it's just, when I was in high school, there was we live to make memories, and that has never hit with other people. But for me, the way they said it, and especially at the time, it has made me appreciate moments way more. And as far as life advice, memories are important, man, especially with those you love.
Yeah, that is key. Spending memories with people that you love is key in life. So we are at the end of this episode. So just tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Mostly, of course, LinkedIn. Very active on LinkedIn, and over there I do have my email address, my landline, and things like that. But also my email address is right there. It's the best way to connect. I check emails often, and I do love email inquiries, and they can get me on stephans.zita@liblink.co.za as it appears on the screen.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for taking your time out to have this interview. It was great speaking to you. Lots of knowledge, a lot of advice that you gave. Appreciate all of it.
Hey guys, so we've reached the end of the video. I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to this. I hope that you've learned a lot. Please note that there will be a 2-part series, so there will be a second video explaining all the terms that were mentioned in this video. I'd like to thank the guest speaker once again for joining me and for explaining to you all these financial terms. Please watch that out in the next video, where you have a detailed explanation of all of these financial terms. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. If you like the video, please like, please share, please comment down below, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for all the support. Until next time.